initially, when I first joined Piper, I worked under two lead analysts that frankly gave me extraordinary amounts of license to be able to go and do things autonomously. And so that transition phase to being the primary person was very short for me. And I became the lead analyst and eventually ran internet tech for Piper for, at a relatively young age. And one of the things that I would say shifted in those conversations and those relationships with those execs over time of the companies that I was covering was, they really wanted to be able to use you as a mouthpiece in a lot of ways, to be just super blunt about it. They wanted to be able to take a message and give it to you and say, like, you're an equity analyst, go propagate our message elsewhere in the universe. And I think the way that I evolved a lot of those relationships was to make them much more, I would say, somewhat consultative in nature, to the degree that, pre-IPO companies would come and talk to me and really, they would have heard from others and saying, hey, Sam, somebody to spend time with as you're thinking about, traversing the public markets. And it became more of a consultative relationship about how shareholders would value the business, how they would think about different trade-offs within the business. And that's even actually the entrance point that I eventually made into GoDaddy was, I'd spent so much time with that team outside of what I'd call the core role of an equity analyst, and really being a sounding board for them, that eventually they said, hey, if you like us so much, you should just leave Wall Street and join us formally. And so I think that was something that evolved pretty fast in terms of how the conversations on the equity research side went.